inspired kind of by me in a way. But I came up with this topic and like was excited to share it about the stuff that we look for when we now going out to the we're finding other people that has so much to do with our childhood, our upbringing, and I just hope you like it. Conversation I was having, which was very interesting. I actually I'm just coming from the mall, and I find myself talking to a lot of people and how I'm like very attracted to certain groups of people, and like how I could sit there and just have a whole conversation, and because I'm attracted to them. We can have conversation for a long time because our conversations are so interesting, and especially when it's a group of people that I get attracted to, like it just make me talk. Like I met someone yesterday and we just bonded from having the same jewelry. And like today I mean, I know you guys can't probably see it, but I got this bracelet. It was because I got a reading, and she was saying like 333 is my number, and I'm like, wow, I really have been seeing that number a lot like lately, with the threes, and it would make sense because it's for the number is meant to be for success and luck. I also have this jade, and my daughter got a bracelet, so they just like threw in a free one, so I just got a amethyst, so I'm like kind of covered, and I like to cover myself in like these fortunate, just a lot of fortunate jewelry, things that I could look at. If I glance at it, automatically puts certain things into my mind that's very calming, and at the same time just like motivates me to start doing something that I love to do. Nevertheless, let's get straight to the video. Like I was saying, we were talking about like how like what we look for in relationships now. And I mean, because I'm promoting my business, I just like said, let me just have a conversation with them, and I actually asked them like what are the things that they look for in relationships. And I wish when I'm in a moment, I don't pull out my phone and record, because I actually asked them, can I record it? And then they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I wind up like just talking so much that I was pulling my phone out and I never pressed record. I never pressed record, but that just goes to say like, no, it's not. Sometimes it's really not all for making money. Like I'm very interested in certain things, and I find things like fun to just talk about, and I care. Like I really care at times. So like when it comes to certain things, and just knowing certain things about people. But just the point is to pay attention to the things that they look for. And then I wind up asking them, so what's some things that you experienced as a child, and do you think that it has anything to do with the type of people that you choose now? They all really just started to actually think about it, and because I was telling them like based on like certain things, like what was certain things that your mom said to you, what was things that your dad said to you growing up, what was some things that you remember and you feel like you take with you now, like certain things that you look at like, oh wow, I still love that, and I have somebody that actually still like says certain things like this to me that my dad said to me, or that my mom said to me, or that my grandmother said to me. I still crave that in my relationships. And the point is, do you think that we still want the same things that we did when we were younger. Because if you look at people now, the stuff that they look for in these relationships, and if there's certain things that we are okay with accepting and things that we're not okay with accepting, it doesn't have anything to do with what we grew up having in parents and with our upbringings. Because the thing is, if you know better, you do better, right? So if I don't know that there's someone out there that would tell me that they love me every day and tell me how much they care about me and the things they want to do for me and the places they want to take me, and I still never been on vacation. And someone said to me a couple of days ago, like, I'm gonna take you on your first vacation, and I'm it's not somebody that I'm with. So it was like I was grateful that they even had that thought, because I've never been on vacation to even like say I will take you and I'm okay with it. So accepting to certain things is because of something someone will say to me, a certain phrase that I hear, and it makes me feel like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should be here. And I think that, and they know that that word is something that I'm acceptance of. Like, I'm like, okay, I will, sure, like, and it stems a lot from me, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to give people hints on how a way to, like, okay, roll me in, oh, this is all I have to say, and but now I know it's fake. But anyway, if someone is shown neglect, and that was a big thing we were talking about today. It's so funny how one of them was saying, because I actually brought that up, the whole neglect, because I never even thought about it. But she was saying, like, how, like, he's always ignoring my phone calls, and I feel like you don't care to respond to me or whatever. That's actually a big thing. There's men that will ignore your phone call, and that's really, you feel like you're neglected. A lot of parents do tend to do that at times, like neglect the things that they, like when they're saying something. And that's why I said I'm very open. I'm very open about a lot of things that my child tells me, because I don't want her to feel neglected. I always think about how people would blame the other parent, a lack of guidance when it comes to the kid, and how it doesn't have to be like that though. Like, we are raising the child, and if you teach your kids self-love, teaching the child that no matter what, you have to put yourself first. No matter what, you still have to tell yourself that you love yourself in the mirror. No matter what, you can't neglect your dreams and goals, because I actually did that. Like, there's things that I really love doing, but I really neglected those passions that I had, and I just did other things that, like, I feel like people expected me to do, or things that it's like if I did do it, it wouldn't draw so much attention to me. And I was always like that. Like, I kind of stay at bay with the attention, because I feel like too much attention even draws negativity towards me. I'm kind of still like that to this day, where I feel like if I'm too much into somebody's face, if I'm too much around someone, that it's negative only comes out of it. Unless, like, that person is the same mindset as me, I really don't care to be around people. Like, and I did neglect a lot of my dreams. I neglected a lot of things that I like to do. I feel like I was never really pushed to do much anyway. So now it's like I don't look for those things. Like, I don't look. I'm gonna say before, because now I do look for those things. But before, I didn't. Like, I wasn't looking for somebody to motivate me or tell me, like, the things I should be doing. And now I still don't, because I do it for myself. But I would not want to be with somebody that doesn't do that. My thought process now is definitely that, like, if you don't motivate me, if you don't do certain things now, because I do it for myself, something that I look for, because I need it all across the board. Like everything has to be on the same accord. I experienced a lot of sadness growing up. Now I kind of catch myself feeling sad, and like I really try to snap out of it quick. Like I snap out of it because I know the type of energy it will draw to me if I don't. Very big on, like, if I'm sitting there thinking about for something, I will just pray, like, please God, like, I don't want, this is not a thought that I want right now. Please, like, I need something else to think about. So I like quickly try to change it. And if I keep thinking about it over and over and over, then I have to sit down with myself and say, okay, what is it that I need to learn right now? What is it now that I need to understand? Because are you trying to tell me something? Is something supposed to be being downloaded from the universe right now? Because I know me, like I don't dwell on things. I could really like just move on with my energy. But if I can't, then it's obviously a reason why it's something that needs to be looked into for me. The whole thing about lacking a parent should not be a situation, because we have that control. Like once you are living with that one parent, man or woman, now you have the control to steer the child in the way that you want it to be. So I'm big on my daughter listening to affirmations and even speaking on affirmations and going to bed, and I will tell her something before she go to bed. And majority of the time, like the first thing she will say when she wake up is she will mention that. So like certain things just stick with her, and that's something good to try in your kids, especially now, because when they're at such a young age, they download everything. Like a lot of things could be programmed into their mind. So it's good to like have that, so that they always have that mindset that they're gonna do better. And then when they're older, they have that mindset that, like, because I love myself is not because my mom loved me. I know my mom loved me. That's separate. I know my dad loved me. That's separate. But because I love me, I can't accept you doing certain things to me, because then like that's a problem for me, not a problem for my mom, not a problem for my dad. My parents or whoever did whatever they had to do to make sure I became the person that I am. And now when I'm looking for something now, the bar is going to be set, because this is the life I'm gonna live. I'm gonna be in the house with you. So if I'm gonna be in the house with you, we're not going to be blaming it on the parent anymore. I'm gonna be sitting in the house with you, so you cannot be saying certain things to me that I wouldn't look in the mirror and say to myself. You can't be telling me things that I wouldn't tell myself. You can't be doing things to me that I wouldn't do for myself, or even if whether my parents did it to me or not. There's certain things that you just can't do to me, and I don't know. And because your child don't know that activity cannot even be drawn to them in the first place. Like that would be the good thing about just having that mindset all the time, is knowing that anything that I know of right now about myself when it comes to my self-love, that's the only thing that I can attract. Another big thing is when we think about why men leave us, we have to remember that goes all across the board. The same thing that I'm saying about, a woman or even a man, but whoever, you have to know that for the other party too, that when it comes to you doing all the right things, is because that's the thing about rushing into relationships. When you rush into relationships, you don't get a chance to see the whole side of that other person. But when you are in a relationship and you're doing everything you should be doing, and you just have this great relationship, and the person still decides to leave, you have to understand the same thing applies, where if you feel like you lacked, and you still attract lack, okay. But you have to remember that's for the other party too, that if that person lacked growing up, that person sat around and you poured into that person, and you you really did everything that you can and that person still left, you have to understand that that person is not familiar with the goods you do. They're not familiar with that. They can't stick around for that. They have to go back and look for the toxic traits that they're used to. A lot of men really will say like, no, you know, like it's not that. It's that, because men and women, like you see both doing it. I'm not working. I have nothing going for myself. I don't want to try. Then I'm okay with accepting someone that is doing the same thing as me, like sitting around not really trying to do anything. But when I see someone and then they are doing well, like that feels uncomfortable for me. Like where like we are drawn to the things that we're just very familiar with. We're drawn to like us. We're drawn to ourselves, you know, and we don't really take that opportunity to look into the situation. We don't pay attention to stuff like that. And I got the best opportunity to actually sit back and say, okay, well, what is wrong with this picture right here, which is me? And I found out there was things that I wanted in life that I wasn't pursuing. And even when I said I would pursue, I wouldn't pursue long enough to see where it goes, or I wouldn't make that conscious decision to put everything aside and say like, this is the only thing that I care about. This is the only thing I'm working on right now. This is the only thing that matters. Everything else just has to be put on a back burner. Just like paying attention to like our kids and the way that we're raising them is really important, to pay attention to the people that we even keep our kids around. And because I remember I said something, I told my sister that I heard someone in my family call one of my nieces and nephews called them stupid. It bothered me a lot. And my sister was like, well, you have to realize that that's what they heard growing up. So if that's what they heard, you know, that's what they're gonna do to their kids or their grandkids or whatever. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, at first I'm like, okay, but it never sat cool with me. And then I had to realize that, but I don't have to accept that. So I'm not okay with that. Like I don't talk to nobody's children like that. I never have, and I don't talk, and that's not gonna happen with my kid. Like, because those little things really will just start a whole generation of like, okay, I'm stupid, okay, and now I have a kid, now you're stupid, and then, you know, it just starts generational curses. That's really how they start. It's them littlest things that is said to a child can start a whole generational curse. Like, even if you didn't mean it, kids being at school, and it's like you have to even watch what your kids being at school now, like, and the stuff that the kids say to them, because even that could like really start a long generational curse, where now it's like we could be up here and then all of a sudden we're just down here, and then it just never, it goes for years and years and years, you know. It's unfortunate, but I hope that you guys got something out of that. That's the end of this video for today. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button so you're updated on all the videos that I upload as soon as I upload them, and hit the thumbs up so that I know that we need to start making more videos like this. Guys, it was an honor and a pleasure to talk to you guys today. I had a great day. Follow me at Daily Dose of _D on my Instagram, or you can also follow Happy Life _stuff. That Instagram. I am still working on my TikTok right now, but I can't wait till that is finished so I can let you guys in on that. I'm really just trying to build a whole small business from these social media platforms, doing things that I really love doing, like sitting here talking. Today is Saturday. I'm gonna go finish enjoying my Saturday, guys, and you guys enjoy enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and happy manifesting. Bye.